Hi, this is Omer and today we will be reviewing the second generation Toyota Fortuner. Toyota introduced Fortuner in Pakistan in 2012. This particular generation is the second generation Fortuner which came in 2016 and 17, like end of 16, beginning of 17. So we will be looking at this car. This car has a 2.7 liter petrol engine. The common perception is that this car is underpowered. So we will look into that. Then we will also look at all the features and see if it is value for money. The cost of this car is somewhere around 5.5 million at the moment. So let's start with the features and then we will take the car for a road drive and see how it drives. Coming to the front of this car, the car does not have a front camera, which is kind of disappointing because this same company is making Toyota Corolla Grande, which is half of the price of this car. This is for 5.5 million, that is about 2.5 million, and that car does have front facing camera. This one does not have front facing camera, which is kind of a disappointment. There are DRLs in this car, daytime running lights. I personally like those LED strips of lights. This 4-5 dots on the lights. I personally don't prefer this compared to that strip that comes in Civic or Audi or any other car of that sort. If you look at the overall front of the car, it looks squashed. Like, you are not normally used to looking at SUVs with this kind of a front, so it's different. Some people would like it, some people would not like it. It looks kind of like, reminds me of an eagle's beak, that kind of a look in the front, which is not usual. This is the key for Toyota Fortuner. It's a jackknife key. On the back you have Toyota's logo. Over here you have lock, unlock and an alarm button. If you press this button, okay, and when you unlock the car, the door mirrors automatically unfold themselves. When you press this button, the key comes out. This is a nice key, but again, in Corolla Grande, which is Altis Grande, half of the price of this car, you get a push start, and this one has a normal jackknife key. So again, that is kind of a step down. So this is the driving seat situation. In the door you have your power window controls and everything. There is a tweeter over here. There are speakers in both front doors and both rear doors. This is a cup holder. If you press it, the cup holder comes out and you can put a water bottle as well in there. Over here you have this space which is a push start button space, so maybe the Thailand model or some other variants are offered with a push start feature, but this particular car does not have push start feature. This is the power seat feature. The driver's seat is a powered seat. Now, how does a powered seat work? If I want to raise it from the front, I'll just press it from the front and the front will be only raised and it goes down. If I want to raise it from the back, I'll raise it from the back and down like this. If I want to raise the complete seat up, I'll just raise the whole button and this thing will totally come up and go down. And this is for the back. If I want to this way, I'll be reclining and straightening this seat. So this driver's seat is a powered seat, and this is how a powered seat works. So this is the steering control. There are a lot of buttons over here. I'll show you all of that in a bit. This particular portion, this whole thing is in leather stitching, which gives a really good premium feel. And this particular portion from here till here, this is what is in black colored wooden finish. So it's a wooden kind of a finish but in black color, and this is the theme that is running in the entire car. Let's just start the car. Let me show you the display. You see the Fortuner animation, a little animation of Fortuner. Now you have a couple of options. This is your eco-saving fuel consumption, then after reset fuel consumption, then you have your current fuel average, which is while you're driving it shows you that way. Then you have your range on this tank, so there is approximately half a tank and it says 267. Now it is the eco indicator. This is something that gets activated while you're driving the car. And then you come on this side, this is the message box and the settings. Now in settings, let me show you what it is. You have your meters customization, you have a language, units, what kind of units you'd like to see, kilometer per liter or liter for every 100 kilometer. Let's go back. Now this is eco mode, and switch between different settings. This is your speedometer. Overall it's extremely similar. I would say it's more or less the same speedometer that they have in Toyota Corolla Altis Grande. Indication tells you about each door, and I really love how it slowly opens the door and it slowly closes the door. After the meter, these are the paddle shifters. The car does come with a Tiptronic transmission, and so for the right one is for the plus gear and the left one is for the gear minus. On the back you have your lights and wiper controls. The lights have auto feature. Now here you have your telephone answer and end. This is your mode for the music system, audio and all those controls. This is the controller for this particular panel over here. On the doors you have your tan leather and feels really nice. Over here you have your knee, also there is a knee protection with tan leather. Now coming in the middle, the dashboard top is somewhat plastic. This is a leatherite finished. Over here you have your navigation. The overall display and the colors, they don't look that sharp. The touch is nice. It is an Android system, so the touch is nice, but you don't have the display colors are not as sharp as they are in some other cars. Again, I would say a Corolla. The Corolla has much better quality of these. One more thing that I am looking at, they don't even have an interior camera. So again, something that is there in Corolla, they don't have it in this car. Now let's see what they have over here. It says Dolby Digital, so we can look at the music system. So while this is loading, let's look down. You have your climate control buttons over here. This is your automatic. Now the car does have dual air conditioning, so for rear you can turn it off and turn it on from here. You can turn it off, and air conditioning, turn on and turn off the airflow direction, rear defogger, auto, temperature up down. Rear you can turn on and then you can control it like this. That's like the fan speed, and you just turn on the rear air conditioning from here, and then if you want to go manual, that's your thing. This is your 4x4 engage. It's for all the ones that you'd like. This is your disengaging. You have a power socket over here. Then you have two more cup holders right there. Then you have your gear selector. This hole, again, it is in the same black theme of wood. Your economy mode and power mode selectors are over here. This is something what I would say is the smallest possible storage space. Now one more thing that I've noticed, if I'm like trying to drive and the shape of this center armrest, the shape is not that good. Because of the handbrake, they had to cut this portion, and when they cut this portion, you kind of can't use it while you're driving. When you lift this one, you have another storage space. Coming to the front, this one at the top it opens with this button which says Fortuner. Over here you have this storage space which can also turn into your refrigeration. So over here you have a thing, you just press this button and the refrigeration part starts, and you take it back, the refrigeration is not there, it's a normal storage space. And if you press this button, you can access the glove compartment. This is still evaluating, I don't know if it works or not. Let's just see some other features on this. I mean, we gave it a lot of time and it's still on evaluating, so maybe it doesn't work at all. When you come over here, you have a sunglasses holder and you have your lights. Now if you want to go for this, these are LED lights. One more thing that I noticed while I was reviewing, you can hear the quietness of this room. The car has good insulation, sound insulation is really good in this car. Let me show you. Can you hear all the birds chirping? There is noise. And when I shut the door, it's all gone. So the sound insulation is really nice. So now we are sitting at the back of this car. The leg space is good, the head space is good. The seating posture, however, that is a little straight. It's not really comfortable, and the seats don't have a reclining feature either. The floor of these cars, all these SUVs that are based on a double cabin platform, these cars have an issue with the floor. The height of the floor is a little high because they have to manage the height of the car, so the floor is a little high, because of which the disadvantage is when you're going for a long journey, if you're an adult, your legs will get tired and you will feel the fatigue in your legs because you'll be sitting in this posture for a long time. You take out this thing, you have an armrest. If you press this button, there are two cup holders that come out. There are two cup holders in both the doors, and there are two speakers in the rear doors as well, and you have a cup holder as well. Coming in the center, you have interior dome light which can be turned on and turned off. Then you have your air conditioning rear controllers. You also over here you have your air conditioning vents for the rear seat passengers. In the center you have a 120 watt power socket. Next to that is another small storage space, and over here you have a 220 watt house kind of a power socket which you can use to charge a laptop or something like that when you're sitting at the rear seat. So now let's try the extreme rear of this car. For that you need to fold this piece, and in order to fold this seat you lift this, and if you want to fold the whole seat you just keep it lifted, or you just do it like and that's how you go at the back. So I'll try and fit at the rear and let's see how it goes. Alright, so the good thing is that I have a separate headrest, so it's not that uncomfortable over here in terms of head. But other than that, my legs space, I don't have really good leg space. I'm like really squashed in this confined space. So if you are someone who has claustrophobia, this is not the place for you to sit. There is a very small window over here that I can see outside from. I have rear air vents over here for the last row as well, so the air conditioning won't be that bad, you know, in a hot day. Apart from that, the space and everything, it's not that much. Like my head is right next to the roof of the car and I'm like really in a tight space. So now we are at the rear of this car. There is a rear wiper, you have a rear spoiler with a high mount stop lamp, there is a shark fin antenna at the top, you have these LED lights, you have a chrome plated Fortuner branding, you have a dual 2.7 VVTi badge, you have a sticker that says 6-speed cruise tronic with pedal shift, something only in Pakistan we do. If you look at your spare wheel, this is over here, you have your reflectors. Now to open this, there is a button that you press over here and you simply open this portion. Now once you are here, these seats are also foldable, so I fold this and I can just lift it up and lock it over here. If I want to close these, I can simply do that. Same goes with this seat. Again, lift it up, close it like this. If you look at that side, that is all the space that you can have up till the front seat. So there is a lot of space that you can have over here. So these are all the features of Toyota Fortuner. Now let's take this car for a road drive. Alright, so now we are driving this Fortuner, and the driving position, I kind of like the driving posture and the position of this car where I am sitting. The fuel efficiency of this car in city, the car does not give more than 5-6 kilometer per liter. On highway it is a little better though, goes to something like 9 or 10 on highway. In city it does not go over 5 or 6 per kilometer. So in terms of quality, this car offers really good stuff. However, the problem that lies is with the power, because people say it is an underpowered SUV. Now that is in itself is a very debatable term. Why is it a debatable term? It's a debatable term because the kind of amount that you're spending, it's 5.5 million rupees, and you are getting a brand new 7-seater SUV of Toyota. Yes, it is a 2.7 liter engine, so it may be underpowered, but then what are the comparisons? We do not have a lot of comparisons in Pakistani market to compare this car with. If you would say you're comparing it with the Toyota Prado, the Prado itself, used Prado, which is a Japanese used Prado, would cost somewhere around 8 million rupees. So that car is a little, actually not a little, that car is, in terms of price, is really higher compared to this car, and then that's a used car. So yeah, the car, okay, I'm just trying to accelerate the car, and yes, I agree, it does not go like any other SUV that you would say when you're comparing it to the Prado or a Land Cruiser or something like that. But then again, this car is a different price segment. The price of this car is the biggest advantage, and if you want to talk about something in this similar price range, you don't have anything. One thing that I absolutely love about these narrow bodied SUVs, be it a Toyota Land Cruiser 2, Toyota Surf first generation, Toyota Surf second generation, Mitsubishi Pajero, they all have this narrow body, and Fortuner has that. So the best thing about these narrow body SUVs is that you can actually take them on any kind of terrain. So if you go up north, we don't have roads which are really wide roads. So if you have say Land Cruiser or something like that, you will have major issues of taking it to certain places. These narrow bodied vehicles, these have the kind of width that it can easily go off-roading anywhere. So the steering wheel is a telescopic steering wheel. The visibility, that is nice. One more turn off though. Now I'm driving this car on somewhat a smooth road, but there is always a but. I can feel each and every bump in this car. The suspension, though it is a McPherson suspension in the front, the rear has a multi-link suspension, 4-point multi-link, something like that. But the bumps and the jerks, they are there. You feel each and every bump. Let's check power mode. Okay, so even in the power mode, the engine makes a lot of noise, and yeah, back to eco mode. So when you are in the power mode, the engine makes a lot of noise, but the overall speed is not like that. So that was all about our review for Toyota Fortuner. Please let us know in the comment section what you think about it. Please like the video. To subscribe to the channel, you can click here, and if you'd like to see more videos, you can click here. So till next time, bye.